Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I'll be granting someone's wish. A little backstory. Last night, before we went to bed, Simon requested for me to bake something for him. And I'm like, sure, what do you prefer? A brownie or a cinnamon roll? He happily replied, you know what I want. I kinda do. So today, I'll bake some cinnamon rolls and make every tummy happy. Though I have most of the ingredients, I still lack some few. So I'm hitting the supermarket first, showing you a little bit of Belgium too. The grocery. Wow, charot. Wanna make someone happy? Come and stay with me as I'll show you how to make delicious cinnamon rolls here at Messy Kitchen with Zell. Alright, let's start with the ingredients. For the dough, you need 2 cups whole milk, a half cup sugar, 110 unsalted butter, it must be melted, but not too warm, 2 1/4 teaspoon of active dry yeast, 5 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt. For the filling, you need 165 grams of light brown sugar, 170 grams unsalted butter, softened, 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. And for the frosting, you need 115 grams of cream cheese, 30 grams of unsalted butter, melted, 4 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup powdered sugar. Alright, now that all the ingredients are ready, let's start baking. In a large bowl, combine together the warm milk, sugar, and melted butter. I basically warmed my milk and melted my butter using the microwave. But remember, although we need this mixture to be warm, it shouldn't be too hot. In short, it should be the same as your body temperature, registering about 37 to 43 degrees, not coming straight out of the fridge, or if any warmer, allow to cool slightly, otherwise our yeast will die. Speaking of yeast, sprinkle the yeast and stir until everything are blended and then cover it with kitchen fabric. Since today is a chill day and I have no warm spot in the house, I will let it sit inside the microwave that is turned off as a quick solution. Otherwise, you can just leave it for 10 minutes in any part of your house that's warm, usually your kitchen. After 10 minutes, I'll then add the first 4 cups of flour to the milk mixture and stir it until just combined. If you would notice, I'm kinda struggling here. I did forget to sift my flour. It's not super important process, but sifted flour is easier to mix into other ingredients when making a dough. Anyway, I'll then cover the bowl with a kitchen towel or a plastic wrap and let it rise in a warm place for 1 hour, or until nearly double its size. And you guessed it right, you know where I'm gonna put it. In the microwave. Just make sure it's not turned on though. While waiting for the dough to rise, I'll start making the filling. In a medium bowl, I'm going to combine the brown sugar, butter, and cinnamon. By the way, I left my butter standing in a normal temperature so that they become soft but not melted. This way, it's going to be easier for me to incorporate the 3 ingredients. As you can see, I'm adding them up slowly. This way, I won't get overwhelmed with either the sugar or cinnamon, and at the same time, it will be easier to mix them against my butter. After doing so, I left my filling up in the fridge so that they don't melt because 1 hour is such a long time. Finally, after 1 hour, our dough has doubled its size. Now, let's add the remaining cup of flour, baking powder, and salt. The salt won't make it salty, so don't worry, it's just gonna add some flavor. Stir well, then turn out into a clean surface. You want to make sure that your hands are ready and clean for this process. I am putting some extra flour on the side to help me when I start kneading. It looks very wet at first, but surely there are some flour in here, so take your time kneading first. After a few minutes of kneading, I can see that my dough is still very wet. They stick on my hands and against the surface, so I'm slowly adding some more flour. This is the tough process. My arms are getting tired, but I'm halfway to give up, so you can do it too. Knead the dough for at least 10 minutes. You know it's ready when it doesn't stick on your hands or against the surface, and the dough should be smooth and spring back when poked. I'll also now butter the pans ready. Now that I'm happy, I'll start turning it into a rectangular shape, flattening it out evenly, not too thick or thin. About ½ inch will do, perfecting the side using the bench scraper. Now I'm going to spread the filling evenly over the dough as well. At first, it will be hard to spread them around, but hang in there, it'll be fun soon. Starting from one short end, roll up the dough into a log. Trim any uneven ends. Usually, I use unflavored dental floss to cut the logs into evenly pieces. This help keeps its form, but Simon is not here, so it wasn't easy for me. Instead, I'm using my bench scraper and try to reform it by my hand. About 1.5 inches thick. Now I'll place the cinnamon roll into the prepared pans, one in the center and about 5 around the sides, but it also depends on how big your plates will be. I covered this with a towel or a cling wrap and then let it rise for 35 to 45 minutes, or until it expanded about half of its original volume. Yay, we're almost done! While I'm waiting for the cinnamon rolls to proof, I'll start making the frosting. In a medium bowl, combine together the cream cheese, melted butter, milk, and powdered sugar. Combined until completely blended. Finally, I'm gonna be adding the vanilla extract. Before the proofing ends, I'll start preheating the oven. The cinnamon rolls are ready. We can now start baking them for 25-30 minutes. Voila! Your cinnamon rolls are finished. Let it cool for about 10 minutes, top it up with the frosting, and you're done. Some people prefers it to be served warm, while some likes it cold. Either way, you will make their tummy happy. I have pictures. Approve.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell button to get notified all the time. Up until our next baking, see ya!